Welcome to Worship Leader Hangout. My name's Chad. This is David.
Yes.
And we are here together in the Bahamas. We're excited because we're doing our first Q&A together in person. And we're going to answer some of your questions. Some are really good questions. Some are really amazingly silly questions, but we're still going to answer them today. You're going to hear music and other stuff in the background because it's the Bahamas. It's Paradise Islands where we're at right now.
Yeah. There's a big carnival festival going on. So.
Hanging out at, where are we at?
We're at Brooke's grandmother's house.
Brooke is
my wife.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm married to
I was just making sure they knew who your wife was.
So we're at her grandmother's house. She was gracious enough to let us chill out in the backyard. So.
Absolutely. Here at Worship Leader Hangout, if you haven't watched any of our videos, we do a lot of different kind of stuff. Dave in here does some piano tutorials and some other stuff. I do behind the scenes. I do stage design videos and other like worship leader tips and tricks and all kinds of stuff like that. So you see a lot on the channel, but this is the first time we're actually answering your questions as part of a video. So anyway, that's what we're kind of doing here. And anyway, we just thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. But let's get right to it. So I'm gonna mess these names up big time, David. So I might even get. All right, we're coming. So Yvonne Parda from our Facebook group. So I'm sorry if I messed your name up. What program do y'all use to put lyrics on the projector? Very simple answer. ProPresenter. What do y'all use?
We use ProPresenter.
Jordan B. West. This is a good question. I like this question. Jordan B. West from the Facebook group asks, who's your favorite worship team member?
That's a question?
Yes. He asked the question. We got to answer the question.
Oh, wow.
And I'm losing my voice, by the way. Good weekend to do it because I'm not actually at church. Just been talking. Who's your favorite worship team member?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I got to be my assistant.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because without him, I couldn't run.
Just straight up favorite?
I couldn't run the department without him.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of feel like this question is a setup.
Yeah.
Because Jordan B. West is on my worship team.
Oh, okay.
And he plays bass and electric guitar and acoustic guitar.
Gotcha.
Not at the same time. If you could do it at the same time, Jordan, you would be my favorite. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, not you. No, I have my favorites. Let's just put it at that. Because I know some of y'all watch. Every one of you are my favorites. I love you all.
Yeah.
Individually.
Love you too.
See?
Let me give it up to the tech crew.
Okay.
Because if I don't say something,
they put in a lot of work.
They will ruin me on Sunday morning.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they threaten that.
How do you say this
Sunday.
next name? The one right under YouTube.
Ajumi.
Ajumi 2 ask, how do you learn all these technical things? So I'm gonna just assume Ajumi, or however you say that. I just want to assume that you're talking about maybe all the tech stuff that we've done on the channel, maybe some of the sound stuff we've done, some of the, maybe not stage design, because that's more of aesthetic and like building that kind of, I don't know. I guess, you can go to school for it and stuff like that, for like music tech or whatever, but the biggest, it could be a hurdle for some people to jump over is if you want to learn something, just do it. Just get involved with it.
Yeah.
And go for it. And you will learn. You will progress as you start to learn something, or as you do something more and more and more. You will learn the ins and outs of those things. Kind of like you with filmmaking. I mean, we wouldn't call ourselves filmmakers necessarily, but we've learned how to make our videos just by simply doing them.
Yeah, exactly.
Austin Albert said, "What do you love most about worship leading?" And he put a slash and a tech. Or slash tech. I'm just going to start with the tech part first. One of my favorite things is planning center. I mean, you would think like, oh, that's so fundamental nowadays for worship leaders to know planning center and to use it for scheduling, for check-ins, for all kinds of stuff nowadays that planning center is used for. And one of my titles, or one of my, I wouldn't say titles, responsibilities at my church is I manage our planning center, because all of our church management software is on planning center.
Oh, okay.
And so I love the integration, the organization that you can have with planning center, especially if you just had a free account of Planning Center services. It will take, if you don't have anything and you start a free account of Planning Center services, or just Planning Center and you only use services, it will take your organization level of scheduling and of keeping up with, you know, your music and your chord charts and all that stuff, putting all that in one place. It'll take that from a 1 to a 10 very quick.
Yeah.
As long as you utilize that to the best of its ability, I guess you would say.
Yeah. I'd have to agree. Planning Center. I love Planning Center, and I love Song Select.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, of course, just over the last 10 years, just the cost of digital consoles has gone way down. And so I love digital consoles. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of console. I mean, if it's digital, it's going to give you so much more benefit over analog. I mean, nobody's really having that conversation anymore just because it's so standard nowadays. But, But I was coming in when analog was going out, really, to be honest. And so I love that whole thing, just because I've seen it both ways. And my first church, actually, was all analog.
Yeah, so was mine.
Everything.
Okay, so he's saying console, analog. It's like the mixer board. We just want to clarify. You might not know what that means.
Yeah, your soundboard.
Yeah, your soundboard. That's all. Yeah, same here. When I got there, we were using the same board that Moses used to speak to the people in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And so we figured it was time to get a new one.
So the part of worship leading that I love the most is what you actually see on a Sunday morning. Like standing on a stage, getting to lead the congregation in a time of engaging worship. You know, like that whole part, you know, playing music with our team, like that thing. That's my favorite part. But one of the other parts of leading worship or being a worship leader or worship pastor is actually dealing with the confrontation and being able to see extreme growth or extreme love and cohesion that happens when you're actually able to deal with that confrontation. And that's confrontation with you and another teammate or team member. That's confrontation between other team members, and just seeing that, you know, sometimes those don't end well, and it just people leave. But most of the time, if handled right, you can actually see great things come out of that. Good friendships, people actually come to know each other so much more, and, you know, bond. And I don't know, it's one of my favorite. This is one of the things I love the most about being a worship leader.
You know, if you ask me this question at different times in my life, it'll be a different answer.
Yeah, probably me too. But.
And I think they're probably the same answer, just compiled on one another.
Okay.
As a result of maturity. So, I started doing this when I was 14 years old. Well, I really started when I was 10, but I started working at a church as a job at 14, and I would say that, you know, I just enjoyed playing.
Yeah.
I did not understand spiritually what was happening.
Yeah.
You know, I could say, yes, we are worshiping God, but I didn't know what that meant. And now that I'm older, and I believe that worship is reflecting on who God is, and then it's our response to that. Now I would say I really enjoy when I get to the end of the service and someone comes up to me and they say, you know, thank you for what you said.
Oh yeah.
You helped me to sing the song better.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, the song wasn't just words I was singing, but now I really meant it. You know, I really do believe God is a good God, or He's died for my sins, or I really do believe in the kingdom to come, or all this other stuff that we as Christians believe. It's kind of like they've taken what they know in their head and they've applied it to their heart. And that's what worship does. And I enjoy that. I enjoy knowing that people are maturing in their faith and they're responding to the glory of God. So
absolutely.
I really enjoy that part. And that part, I don't judge just by the service itself, but you know, you want to see people engage and respond, and you know, but I do judge it by how people come to me and they say, hey, I was really impacted by what happened today, and this is why, not give me some vague answer. And so I really do enjoy that, and then I still enjoy playing.
Yeah.
But I think because I enjoy that part of it, it helps me to do whatever it takes to help people respond to who God is, in whatever culture I am. And sometimes that means, I'm in a Methodist church right now where it's a very different culture.
Yeah.
And completely different than how I grew up. But yet I'm able to help people reflect and respond to the glory of God.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy that part.
My Dan BFF says, please do some prayer music playing the piano during prayer. Thanks. It's not really a question. It's more of a statement or a request.
It's a command.
Yeah, command.
Like,
he said
no,
please.
he said
no,
please.
he said
Okay,
please.
yeah, it's a request.
So David actually did some of this stuff, some talk music.
Yeah, I did a couple of videos.
We'll link that up here.
Yeah, but what I will do is
yeah, what will you do?
I'll go ahead and I'll just I'll post like a 10-minute video of just some
talk music,
some prayer
so
music.
do we need to pray over that for 10 minutes as well?
We can pray over it for 10 minutes too. We can do that, but yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll do a 10-minute video, and they could find it wherever you post it.
Yeah, Justin Ratu. What do you think?
Justin
Rattu.
Either Ratu or Rata.
Rata. I don't know. Justin asked, when will you post the video about the passing chords?
When will I post a video about the passing chords?
Just to clarify what's going on. So last video, I don't know when this video will be up. One of our last piano videos, David did neo soul / jazz / hip hop, chord progression. Anyway, it was really good. He mentioned in that video he was gonna put up a video about passing chords, but he did this one instead. So when is that video gonna come out, David?
When is that video gonna come out? Well,
Greece.
Now, once we say when it comes out, then it has to come out.
Well, I mean, it's you though, so
yeah.
And then I gotta edit it. So
yeah.
When do you think it might come out?
Yeah, give me about a month.
Whatever Vids, that's the name of the YouTube channel. Whatever Vids asks, hey Chad, can you guide us through a low budget PA for somewhat of a small church? I love this idea, and I don't know if I responded to you or somebody else that asked sort of the same question, and that question was on our talkback mic video, talking about how to set up multiple talkback mics and why we do that and all that. So I'll link that above as well right now. But I would love to. The problem is there's a lot to do with that. Now, what I can say is because you guys have asked that question, I'm talking to a local production company in our area that sells gear, and they do installs and stuff like that. And I am talking to them, but we're going to be talking more about what kind of a low budget, quote unquote, looks like for like a church or something. And we'll probably just have to decide, okay, well, low budget is this amount of money.
I think what would be good is,
I don't know.
The average church in America is 80 people.
Okay.
So
probably something for a room size for 80 people.
So a room size for 80
people. Yeah. And we have our youth auditorium is about that size, so we could probably do something in there, because that's a decent setup in there as well. And it may be more generic, maybe not brands necessarily, but like what do you need for maybe this size room or that holds roughly this amount of people. Anyway, because we're working on that. I don't want to
budget really does determine a lot.
Yes.
I mean, you can do something with $1,000.
Yeah. I mean, if your church brings in $500,000 a year and you budget off of that, that's going to be a lot different than your low budget is going to be a lot different than the church that brings in $200,000, or even the churches that bring in $2 million.
Yeah.
Their low budget sound system might look more like $100,000, and yours might look more like $40,000.
Yeah.
So it's relative to the church size and the money that is given to the church. So, but anyway, what I said all that to say, we are going to do something with that, hopefully sooner than later. So yeah, thank you for the question, for real. I want to. All right, so we're going to fire off some FAQs. We get some frequently asked questions on the channel. One of which is, what lighting system do you use? And they're mostly talking about me because of the type of videos that we typically do.
Yeah. And we don't use them.
The lighting system that we use currently right now. Is that the one you want to know? The one right now? All right. I say that because I don't know that I would really be using it anymore if money wasn't really an option. But right now we are using MPC software, the M2PC console. I have experimented with Vista. I like it. I would like to possibly go to Vista one day, or Grand MA. I like their stuff. But right now we're using the MPC software running on a PC. The cheapest PC we can find at Walmart, no kidding, because we leave that sucker running almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Another question that we get a lot is, what keyboard do you use? Well, thank you for asking me what keyboard I use. No, I don't think you care what keyboard I use.
Yeah. I use the Roland FA08. Roland, if you're watching, I'm expecting a check. No, I'm hoping
How about
one
just a
day.
keyboard?
Yeah, a keyboard would be really nice because I really do answer a lot of questions for you, and there are people that I'm pretty sure have bought keyboards because I use a Roland FA08. But for those who don't know, I use
your shotgun, Anthony.
I use a Roland.
Sorry, that bird. He uses a Roland F808. What is it?
FA08.
FA08.
Yeah.
He's like, hold on, I want in. All right.
And I use it at home and at church. So I bought one for myself. Bought one for church first. Loved it so much that I bought one for myself. And
about to chunk a battery at this dude.
Yeah.
Here it comes, bird. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't hurt a bird very hard.
What sounds? This is another frequently asked question. What sounds do you use? Most of the time, they're really just asking what piano sounds do I use.
Right.
I use the Premier Grand because they're like, my Roland does not sound like that. And you're right. The piano sounds that come with Roland do not sound like that. However, if you go to the Axial website, if you have a Roland keyboard and you have slots for this on your keyboard, you can install these sounds, whatever sounds you want. And so I keep like a ton of sounds on a flash drive, and whenever I want to switch them out.
I thought you were about to say floppy drive.
Oh, yeah. Whenever I want to switch them out, I can just go to my keyboard and take out the sounds that are in one slot and put the new sounds in that slot. So
gotcha.
I use from the piano sound I use specifically is the Premier Grand.
Premier Grand.
Yeah, and I love it.
It's cool.
The last frequently asked question is, I want to learn more from you.
I want to learn more from you.
And so how can they learn more from you, Chad?
Okay, how can you learn more from me? It's just, I guess right now is just ask more questions because what we really want to put emphasis on right now is what David is going to be putting out in the future, and that is courses.
Yes.
So we're working on courses for David. Well, he's working on the courses. We're working on a way for you to be able to take those courses.
Yes.
And to have access to that. So be looking for that. So we'll be announcing that officially on the channel. If you've gotten this far in this video, we love you. Mm-hmm. And you are worth every bit of the work that we're putting into making these courses happen. We're not announcing prices right now. We're not doing that yet. We will, but that's how you're going to be able to learn from David more directly.
Yeah.
Now, we are going to be continuing channel videos every week.
Yeah.
And like doing our thing, and you're going to be able to learn from that, or hopefully, what we show you can learn from. But
yeah. I want to specify too that these videos will be I want to say a lot different than what's on the channel. So what's on the channel is a 10-minute video. I try to stay under 10 minutes, to be honest, around 8 minutes or so. And so that's why, a lot of you are like, well, you didn't say this, or you didn't say that. Well, I thought about it most likely, but it was information I decided to omit. This information will be very in-depth. It'll be very systematic. You know, I will also provide like mentoring for depending on like.
Yeah. Well, we're working on the levels of that program
and
as well.
So it'll be
courses.
really good, and I promise
Yes.
I'm working really hard on it.
This is going to come out very soon, so just be watching the channel. We're going to be releasing this soon, and I've said soon a lot, but I'm excited about this. This is the next step, I believe, for the piano side of Worship Leader Hangout, and a lot of you are here because of that, and we so appreciate you watching, especially watching this Q&A. It's been fun. It's been crazy. We've had music in the background.
Mm-hmm.
When we were setting up, we didn't really notice anything, and then we got everything almost set up, and I was like, dang, that music is loud.
Yeah, birds
chirping everywhere.
Planes flying over.
Yeah, hey, we're outside. That's what you can expect. We should just have went down to the marina, got in the water,
Yeah.
and then did it out. Just shot it with our phones out there. Why not? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you've liked this. If for some reason you want to subscribe because of this, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you love the bird sounds and the music in the background. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, great worship leaders are always learning. We love you guys. See you in the next video. That was good.